Hey, Brian from Snake Bites here. We're well into the python breeding season, and one of the things we talk about a lot is follicle growth. Well, there happens to be some behavior that's attached to that follicular growth. We're going to take a look at it. You're watching Snake Bites. When breeding snakes, we certainly talk about follicle growth and behaviors that are attached to that follicle growth, but the actual process is called follicle-genesis, which is the maturation of ovarian follicles. Maturing follicles will eventually become eggs unless the process is ended when they're incapable of responding to hormonal cues. In snakes, those cues would be copulation, humidity, and temperature. Starting with copulation, it's kind of the chicken and the egg problem. Does follicle growth cause copulation, or does copulation cause follicle growth? I tend to be on the side of copulation does aid in the growth of follicles. Temperature and humidity certainly play a big role when breeding boas and pythons. During the breeding season, we bring the temperature up to 83 or 84 degrees during the day, and we drop it down to about 74 or 75 at night, always keeping the humidity above 50%.
Alright guys, it's Cal's question of the week. Well, this subject has to do with respect, and it's been driving me nuts for the last couple weeks. I want to know who's more disrespectful, these young punk teenagers or these elderly people. Now, I've always had problems with the young punks who are throwing eggs, causing pranks, and talking back all the time, but lately I've had a big problem with old people who are driving slow, wasting my time, and thinking we owe them something. I want to know from you guys, what age group is the most disrespectful? Text the video comment below, let me know.
Because we have such a large collection, we do ultrasounding in order to keep track of follicular growth. It just makes sense when you have this many snakes. And ultrasounding is just like those baby pictures you see. It's just basically exposing the body to high frequency sound waves in order to produce a picture. What I want to show you is how we do it here with the snake. Basically what I'm looking for after putting gel on the probe is you find the area that's the gallbladder, and then you just trace it down. Here's the follicle, and I just measured it at 11 millimeters. Now that we have a measurement, 11 millimeters in this case, we can start tying the follicle growth to behavior. Now, a female this size actually doesn't act any differently, but ironically enough, a male in with a female about 10 millimeters starts to become extremely interested in breeding. So of course, not everyone has an ultrasound machine, so that's why we're trying to show you some of these traits. About 15 millimeters, females start to really turn on to feeding, so those animals that are a little bit finicky start to just pound food, and that's part of the follicular development. Over the next 4 or 5 weeks, you're going to see really aggressive feeding, and then you're going to start to see the next behavioral trait, which is females that are starting to cool seek or wrap their water bowls. Basically what happens is they want to get as far away from the heat as possible, in this case towards the back of the terrarium, or in this case a tub. They wrap their water bowls to stay cool, and that's to just continue the development of the follicles. They're going to keep wrapping those water bowls in cool seek until they're about 30 to 35 millimeters. Then you'll start to see them migrate to the back of the cage where they're seeking heat again. Again, over the next few weeks, we're going to continue to see breeding, but we're going to start to see the animals go off of food. Usually about 25 millimeters, females will stop feeding. And again, about 35 millimeters, they'll start to move to the back of the cage, just like this animal is, and start to tighten up into a coil an awful lot. That's just pre-ovulation. The last step before ovulation is what they call the glow before you go. That basically means when they're about 35 to 40 millimeters, they're only a couple weeks away from ovulation, they get really light, like this female Mojave. She actually just has lightened up 2 or 3 shades. That means she's just about ready to ovulate. The interesting thing is right now, males tend to not want to breed animals past 35 millimeters. The obvious question is, if the males want to breed when the female's follicles are small, but then the males don't want to breed when the female's follicles are big and about to ovulate, how do we ever get baby snakes? Well, there's something that's called sperm retention in boas and pythons. So even when those males are breeding at 10, 20, and 30 millimeters, that female is storing up that sperm, so when she ovulates, she's going to fertilize those eggs. Now, we don't have any eggs yet. Hopefully in a couple months we'll be getting lots of eggs, and I'm sure we'll be doing a show about that.
Nice. I'm tired of this. I'm not doing this anymore. My back is killing me.
It is
I'm not doing this crap anymore. You're done.
I know, dude. You guys have been moving a lot of stuff, but seriously, I've got a surprise for you. come up run up the chair. This is Roxy. She's a massage therapist. I think she's gonna help you guys with all your ailments.
So, who's first?
Me. Relax, dude.
Can you make sure you warm up your hands? I have really sensitive skin.
I won't actually be touching you. It's a snake massage.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll take these snakes and I'll put them on your back and they'll make you feel good.
It was awesome. Thanks, Roxy.
So how was it, George?
Great. First of all, snake massage. But you'll love it, trust me.
Okay, I've been preparing for a while, so
Have fun.
I will. Do I need this gourd?
Yes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these
Hey,
snakes.
Roxy, George told me everything that's gonna go on, so let's just get started.
All right. Alright, so you're next, but I have to step out right quick, but you can go and get ready.
Okay, thank you.
The snake massage. That was friggin' awesome, dude. Once in a lifetime experience. Enjoy it. Have at it, bro.
Here you go. You'll like this. I call this the Lying Dragon.
What the are you doing?
Snake massage.
For this week's Comment of the Week on the Sporting Snakes episode, the question was, what's your favorite team and how do you prepare for the game? And Sir Grimace13 said,
I am a Boston Celtics fan, and each game day I wear my jersey, wear green underwear, and make sure I catch the game on TV. During playoffs I do the same thing, but I always place a bet on the other team. If Boston wins, I am happy. If Boston loses, I just want some money to help take the sting out of the loss.
all right, well, that's a pretty cool idea. Betting on the opposition is always a way where you're going to win. Until next time, you guys keep sending me creative comments. I'm going to feature you on a future episode. So there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the show and got a chance to learn a little bit about the behavior that's attached to follicular growth. I want to give a huge shout out to a buddy of mine, Jeremy Stone, and make sure you go over to the annotation right here and click on the link to go to Jackson Stone's project. It's a really cool community builder and you guys need to be involved. We need to get thousands of pictures and stories to those guys. Until next time, you've been watching Snake Bites.